Okay, it's good to be live today. Okay, I'm back. I'm not sure that this light is perfect. Around we go. Okay. Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you for coming, for joining when you come. Okay, how was my day? How did my day go? Whew, thank you, Jesus. Hi friends, good evening. How are you today? How did your day go? Where are you watching from? And I'd like to know how your day went. Was it a smooth one? Was it a productive one? Was it a little bit not how you planned it? How was it? I'll say for me, my day was okay, but more restful. So I didn't do a lot today. I had to relax and rest. I rested a lot more today. Just did a couple of few things, not a typical busy day for me. Yeah, so I'd like to know how your day went or is going. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hi, good evening. How are you today? Thank you for joining. How are you? How are you today? Today. How do you do? How was your day? How are you today? How are you? How do you do? How was your day? How are you today? How are you? How do you do? How was your day? How are you today? Okay, while we wait for people to join, let me just see if I can drop something for us. I just need someone to be here so that I'll know if my sound is perfect. So I'll know if my sound is perfect. Hey, I was communicating with a friend today, and the person was asking if I do skincare and everything. And I said no. And the person was like, really? Why? You need to be flogged. I'm like, really, I need to be flogged. But I can just imagine if I was committed with a skincare routine, how I would look. Yes, the beauty of God's eyes. I can imagine how I would look with a little more intentionality about myself or for myself. I think that that's another level. That's another angle to life where you know that you need to pay more attention to yourself, to your well-being, and to your life in general. So it's not about, oh, I look good, okay, I will continue to remain good. Everything good that stays good and looks always good is being maintained by someone or by something. And so that you look good, that you're beautiful, that you are healthy just means that you have to be intentional to stay and remain healthy, to stay and remain beautiful, to stay and remain lush. Like, maintenance is a good attitude, maintenance to everything. Having a maintenance culture is priority. Having a maintenance culture is advisable, actually. It's advisable because you have to prove to be a good steward of what it is that has been given to you. So your look, your health, your life, and everything was given to you to steward and to make good use and profit out of. When so you're attending to it and you're ensuring that it is flawless or maintained is an attitude of a good steward. And so I just trust God to pay more attention to myself, my life in general, of course, my health, my well-being, my physical development, and everything about you that needs to be improved. Of course, every area of our life is prone and is good and open, and there's more room for improvement. Yeah, so that's it. I just look forward to that. I look forward to having a maintenance culture and having to be able to be accountable to steward or to keep what has been given to me, what has been committed to my hands, what has been handed over to me to nurture, to nurture. So it's a place. Hi, good evening, welcome to the live. Please say hi so I know it's you. How are you today? How was your day? Yeah, so I was just talking about how personally I look forward to having a more intentional. Hi, good evening, Jeremiah. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. Good to have you here. Where are you watching from? And how is your day going? My name is Louisa. Welcome to my live session. I appreciate your joining. Thank you. I was just talking about how a maintenance culture is good and how somebody was telling me about having to do or have a skincare routine. And I was like, I don't have any. Like, really? Why won't you have any? So I understand where the person is coming from. And I was just saying that imagine how I look right now. Just imagine, hi, good evening. Welcome from Kaduna. Thank you so much for joining. I hope this is who I'm thinking it is. Ogashew, good evening. Mr. Awoloja, I hope is the person I'm thinking is the person. If it's you, good evening, sir. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. I feel blessed to have important personalities on my life this evening. important people, thank you so much for joining. How is the work of, I want to say the work of the government or the work of the country? Because I can imagine the kind of work you guys are doing. Good to have you, sir. How is your wife and family? Mr. Ogasho, how is my people? How is everyone doing? Good to hear from you guys again. It's been a while, and I appreciate the fact that I can communicate with you guys like real time. Thank you so much. I want to know how you are doing. How is the family? How is your wife? Ogasho, how is Benin? How is Benin? Yeah, good to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining. So I was appreciating my look on this camera, and I was saying that imagine adhering to the advice that somebody gave me to maintain a skincare routine and all those. Just imagine how I will look if I take that step as an intentional one. And so, sometimes because we think that we are just okay, like, I beg. Sometimes we'll say, who don't find, don't find. But the beauty you have, the appearance that you have was given to you, but not to remain that way. You're supposed to maintain it, because everything that is good is being maintained by someone or by something. So having a maintenance culture is very important as human beings. As human beings, is very, 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 very important. Very important. So I had a live section. Thank you so much again for joining. I really appreciate you guys. Ogasho, how is Benin City? Are you in Benin or you are somewhere else now? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. How are you, Ma? How are you? How is everything? I hope Akim is not stressing you too much. I hope Akim is not stressing you too much. How is everybody? Mommy Tay, Daddy Tay, and everyone else? Like, it's really been a while. Even though I still chat with you once in a while when I post. If I post my video and Ogasho has not messaged me, the video has not gone out. You are always the first to send a message after I post a video, and I'm really, really grateful to you. Hakim is a big boy now. Thank God. Thank God. Hey, I can imagine. Of course, the last time I saw him, he was a big boy, so now he's a bigger boy. Thank God for that. Ogasho, how is your health now? How is your health? Are you fully well now? Kicking, doing your trouble like before now again? It would be nice to know that you are very, 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 very fine now. Mr. Awoloja, how is Kaduna? How is Kaduna? Are you permanently in Kaduna now? Thank God for your health. Thank God, Ogasho. Thank God for you. You're always vibrant, so you should remain vibrant. Nothing should change that at all, at all, at all. Mr. Owoloja. Ah, God. Thank God I remember that name. How are you, sir? How is Kaduna? Are you permanently there now, or that's if he's still on this call actually? Please help me double click to like this live. Just tap your screen, double tap your screen to help me give this live a thumbs up. Kaduna is good. I know we are not, we are not always permanent. Yes, I know. That's why, as you said, you are in Kaduna. I just thought maybe you are there for now, obviously. But even if you stay there for a month or two, is your permanent for now, and then afterwards you are moved again. This is why you guys are doing a good job, but I can't imagine how you guys are doing as regards your work and this country. This country is not for us. We are grumbling, but I can imagine how it will be for you. But that you have to just make sure that things are going well, and you have to ensure that you are sane to still run around in the economy, even when it seems like it's not going as it is supposed to go. And when you even wake up every day to see it be kind of look worsened, I don't know, maybe from you guys' angle, it might be getting better, but for us, it's looking worse. And I just can't imagine how you guys are feeling. But I would like to say well done to you people. Like, I wish that you guys were given more honor, that you guys were appreciated more. and that you guys were given a lot more opportunities, because the work you do is not a work that somebody, a normal human being, can do. It has to be from a selfless point of view. And I just want to say thank you to you guys on behalf of Nigerians, not on behalf of the government, really, because I don't know if the government might appreciate you guys that much, but thank you so much and well done. Thank you for joining. Kaduna, I was supposed to come to the north soon, but I don't know if I'm going to still come. Just to be precise, actually, but I don't know. The state of how everything is, I'm still thinking, I'm not sure about that now. Somebody else has joined. Please help like this live, help to thumbs up. Either you double tap your screen or you press the 3 dots to just help me like this live. Thank you so much. So yesterday I had a wonderful section. I co-hosted a live session like this with another YouTuber, and we discussed about having to have your ex's contact. That means somebody you were in a relationship with and you still have their contacts. Why? So I don't know if you have an opinion on that. Do you think it's a no? You shouldn't have it. You shouldn't be able to X smiles. Is it okay to still have your ex's number? Is it okay to not have it? Don't even have anything linking you to them. That they are your ex, they are your past, so they should remain in the past. Or you think it's okay to have it if they were good to you? It's just an understanding that you just cannot move on in the relationship journey. Or do you think that it depends on how you guys parted? If it was good, fine. If it wasn't good, ensure that you delete everything about that person to ensure that you forget totally about them. So what do you think? Ex smiles. Are you saying that you like to see your ex smile? I'm still waiting for some people. Ogasho, are you still here? I can't wait to hear from you also. Mr. Woloja, I don't understand what you said though. What do you mean by ex smiles? Somebody has not liked my life. You're not liking my life. You don't like it. You want to support me? To me, there's nothing wrong having my ex's number, and I always want to see my ex smile. Okay. You always want to see them smile. It means you wish them well. Okay. There's nothing wrong having my ex's number, and I always want to see my ex smile. Okay. So what if? So that's in the case that you parted ways well, Abi? Well, it depends on how you guys parted. It's a no and a yes, but it's best known to you to decide, especially how it affects your new relationship. This is smart. Yes. This was an angle that somebody came with yesterday, saying that it depends on how you guys parted. But we had someone that was like, no reason is enough for you to have the ex's number. So I'm aware that sometimes it might be fine with you, but when you are going on with somebody else that is in a relationship with you and the person is not fine with it, it will be better to just understand where that person is coming from. Just tap your screen, like maybe just tap on my face twice. I think it will the like will just, it's automatic. Or there's a 3 dots up. Once you click on it, you see where you have the option to like. But the easiest way is just to double tap on your screen. Just double tap. Yes, thank you so much. I've seen it. I've looked forward to. Okay. Yes. So thank you so much, Ogasho. So both of us, the myself and the lady that had this session yesterday, we had two different opinions. She was saying that there's no reason why you should have an ex's number. No reason that you can ignite old fire, you can do this. But I said that I still have everybody that is an ex. I still have my ex number, and I don't chat them. I don't chat off. I don't chat. In fact, I don't even chat unless maybe there will be an important reason to. I don't, and I don't think they even know that I have their number. But I have it. Why? Because I didn't go myself. We didn't go our separate ways from a place of beef or anger or what's the word? Nobody was being petty or anything. So it was a mutual agreement to go. So they were not bad to me. So I didn't see the need to. But the lady was saying that if you have their contact, you might be tempted one day to reach out to them. And I'm like, okay, if I reach out to them, okay. So I think it's just a personal thing. Know yourself, know what works for you. If you think that you walked out of somebody and you have a probability of going back to them, I will now question why you walked out in the first place. If the reason for your walking out is not enough reason to keep you away from them, then something is wrong, or you don't have discipline. Then in that case, you might know yourself that you don't think you are that disciplined. Then you can do it with their number. But if you, yes, I have his number. Yes, I do occasionally, but I still have his number. So if you have people like that in your life and they were good to you, they were not bad people, why delete their number? Say they are past. My question is, if they were not bad to you, did you enjoy the period you were with them? Yes. Were they good to you? Yes. Do you have fond memories about them? Yes. So why treat them like enemies? Yeah, so I'm saying that I don't reach out because it's not consistent. What are we saying? Nothing really. So occasionally I could just say hi. I can remember the last time I communicated with one of them. I think I heard that the person was going to get married, and I had to just reach out and say, "Oh, congratulations! I heard you are going to get married. I'm happy for you." That's a good reason to reach out. But the mistake people make is that, so I have a lot of people's contact on my phone that I don't reach out to. They are not exes. I just have their contacts. We don't have the rapport of everyday conversation, and they are human beings. It's there. So why will it be that somebody that I was in love with or that I had a relationship with and didn't do bad to me just because we cannot marry and now become an enemy to them? Not really. So the number is there to just be like, okay, you have this person's number, and whenever you want to reach out to them, you can. The problem will now be if you are communicating with them every time, every minute, every second. That's where something will be wrong. You ask yourself, do you want to go back to them, or do you not honor who you are with now? That's where the conversation comes in. Why do you keep number when you don't reach out? Yes, because I don't reach out to everybody that have their number every time. You reach out to people as you have relationship with them. Some people you can reach out to them often because you are very cordial. Some people they are acquaintances, and once in a while you reach out to them. Yeah. So for instance, now you guys on this call, I don't know how you got this link. If you got it through WhatsApp, it means I still have your contact. But when last did we communicate? But are we enemies? No. So it's just like that. It just happens. It's me, Hakim. Hakim, how are you? How are you, Hakim? So see Hakim now that I don't communicate with every time. But I still know him, and I hope that he still recognizes me. So the for me, that's my own point of view. I just feel like the person is not a bad person. It's not an enemy. You don't have threats to life. Good to hear from you again, Hakim. I wish I was seeing you guys live. Good to hear. Yes, good to hear from you. So the fact that the person is not a threat to your life, the person was not abusive, the person wasn't very wicked and insensitive to you, why are you treating them like an enemy? So that's my opinion, actually. So Agasho, do you reach out to your ex every day, every time? Do you chatting with them consistently so that Mommy Aki will hear now? Anyway, I'm waiting for those people that used to ask. Woohoo! Okay, thank you, Vera, for joining. Please help me like this live. Thank you by double clicking on your screen. She says, everyone I have dated, I have their phone numbers. I keep saying it doesn't have X. Yes, so yet. You don't have yet. I hope that you don't have, but you can have in future. That's if you don't marry the first person you you get to be in a relationship with. But it's good. It's good if you don't have an ex. In fact, the person I was communicating with yesterday didn't have an ex. So I wonder. I was like, that's a good place to be. But not every one of us I like that. So why do you have their numbers? Vera, why do you have their number? Everyone I've dated, I have their phone numbers. I never reach out, but I have them. Why do you have them? What's the reason for having them? You're laughing. What's the reason for having their numbers? Some people look at you like you're weird. Why should you have their numbers? Don't you know that you can ignite old fire? I'm wondering, what is the fire that you're igniting? What's the fire you're igniting? Ogasho, can you see Vera? Dun, 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 dun. How many Vera do you know, Ogasho? How many Vera do you know? Say which of the Vera, please. Anyway, you might know a lot of Veras actually. But the Vera me and you know. Fidessa. I have so many of them. Oh. Well done. I know, is it not you? It's you now. Hi, Fadessa. Good evening. Good to have you here. How are you? Have you gotten home? How was your trip home? Have you rested at all? She said she has maybe 2 numbers and I don't converse with them, but you have their numbers. So is it that it's because this is my own life? I'm seeing people now that are thinking like me. Yesterday, looked like I was the only one, maybe and one or two other persons that was thinking like me. Every other person was like, why should you have your ex's number? What are you doing with it? The partner will be angry. See, my partner is not angry. Fadessa, thank you so much. I was talking about you at the beginning of this live. I was saying, I was also tripping for myself and I was telling the people that were on that somebody was asking me today if I do a skincare, if I have a skincare routine, and I said no. So I now said I was wondering when I start to do a skincare routine, how I would look if I look like this without a skincare routine. Oh, you are still on your way home? Hey, yeah. Have a safe trip home. Oga Shehu, Vera is my sister now. Are you whining me? You don't know Vera? I don't believe you. Is she an ESCOM member? ESCOM member call. Yes, an ESCOM member, but not an ESCOM member in Benin. I feel it's petty deleting it, Sha, especially if things didn't end on a war note. There's mostly no need to. I hardly save numbers, so if I save any numbers, best believe I'm never deleting it. Who said she hardly save numbers? So if she saves a number, she's never deleting it. Unless the person was a wonderful person, actually. Hi, good evening. French class for beginners. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Good evening. How are you today? How is your day going? Ogasho, she's greeting you. No, Vera. So Louis is my twin. After Louis is you know Vera now, the dark one that looks like me. You know. She's saying it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Thank you, Fadesa. Fadesa is saying you all should please double click on the screen to like this live. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you all so much. Thank you. There's a question MK asked yesterday. I'm trying to remember. Can't remember now. Ogasho, you should remember now. Vera, the very dark one. The very black girl. I'm sure she'll be eyeing me from wherever she is now. Yes. There's nothing wrong keeping a friendly ex's number, especially when you don't have an interior motive. Yes, when you or them or they don't have an interior motive. So again, I think that the motive for keeping it is very important. If you are keeping it because you think one day you want to call them back to continue the relationship, then something is wrong with you. For me, when somebody is called an ex, it means that there was a reason I left in the first place. And to even leave, it means I'm certain that I'm not going back. So when I see people leave a relationship, go back, leave and go back, I wonder how they are. Because for me, it takes me a very long time to make a decision. And once I make that decision, it is stamped until another very serious reason to change it happens. So I think everybody could be like that. Network has started misbehaving today again. I hope you can hear me and you can see me. Yes, where I was being intentional about that. I was really emphasizing very dark lady. Yeah, the lady, not the man now. So yes. It's just because we have funny people in this life and in this world. If everybody does relationship the right way, that you can't marry somebody does not now make them something else. You could be good friends with them if you were friends with them before the time. You could maintain a cordial relationship with them. It's just marriage that could not work. Every other thing can work relationship-wise. Ogashe, she's telling you that she's one that cooked meat and stew in your barak home years ago. She cooked meat stew in your house that year, if you remember. Now it says I'm still crushing on her. Mommy Akim, can you hear him? Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So before we move on, does anybody have a question for me? I know her very well. Yeah, I know you will know her now. How won't you know her? You should know her. Ogasho was one of the people that made my stay in Benin a wonderful experience, especially at the beginning stage. Hi, Juba Bruce Love TV. Good evening. Thank you for joining. How are you today? I always see your comments on my videos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't even know how you got to know me. I don't know how you got to see my videos, but your comments are always encouraging. Thank you so much. How are you? Please, I'd like to know you very well. Where are you from? What part of the world are you watching me from? And how was your day? So I actually blocked an ex because he kept calling and bothering me. I was kind enough to leave one of his WhatsApp numbers unblocked, just in case there was something important he needed to say to me. Wow. I need to pin this your message. So anybody that comes will see it. She says, so I actually blocked an ex because, so welcome Bruce Love TV. Are you a YouTuber? Let me know so I can, if I've not followed you already, so that I can. We're discussing on a topic that we began yesterday on a joint live session I had with one other YouTuber, Chinyere, my friend. And so the question was, I'm sure you must have seen it, would you Is it wise or is it advisable or is it wrong to have your ex's number, someone you are no longer in a relationship with? Is it right to still have their number? If yes, why? And if no, why? You're watching me from Jamaica. Oh, good to have you here. Thank you so much for watching. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first Jamaican on my live. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please double click on your screen to like this live. I appreciate you. Okay, I connected to you by scrolling. Wow. I saw your name and I love your name and I connected to you. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much for connecting. I see all your comments and I am grateful to you. Are you a YouTuber? This yes, is it saying yes that you also are a YouTuber so that I can plan to connect back with you? I think I should go and do so now. So what do you think, Juba, about this? Are you a fan of still having your ex's number as long as you are still fine with them? Yes, so we're happy to have a Jamaican amongst us. Juba, Bruce Love TV. Okay, I think yeah, a senior YouTuber. Oh, come and teach us the way now. Come and teach us the way. How are you doing it? Can see you have a lot of subscribers. Something here. My network is doing something here today. Okay, if you are not having kids together, there's no need to have his number if we are not into a relationship. Oh, that's your thought. Okay. If you are not having kids together, there is no need to have their number. If they are not in a relationship, what if they were friends before they got into a relationship and they are no longer in a relationship like leading to marriage, but they have a friendship relationship? Do you think it's risky, right? Do you think it's risky to now be friends with that person? Around we go. Okay. So Juba is saying that if you don't have children together, there's no point. There's no point. Okay. So some even have children together and they are enemies. So it largely depends on the people involved. So some people have children together, but they still cannot communicate because they are enemies. They separated on a wrong note. No. We're not saying they should be your friend, though. That's not the question. The question is that their contact was saved in your phone before, and it's still saved on your phone now. If they are still your friend, that might be wrong. If they are still, and the friend is even relative, what we mean is that you are not conversing or communicating with them on a daily basis or every other day, no, but that their number is still saved on your phone. You didn't delete it, you didn't block it. Is it wrong? Being friends with them might not be too good or advisable. When I say friendship now, two very close friends, but that their numbers are still on your phone and you can check out on them, or they can reach out to you once in a while. Is it bad also? So hey, I don't know. So saying that people that have children, some of them are enemies. So it depends on the people involved. I really agree with that statement. Why? Because so why are you saying that someone that is a good human being, if possible, they have contributed to your life one way or the other, maybe teaching you something or helping you do something or developing you one way or the other. If that relationship was a very good, if that relationship was a turning point in your life, like you had something to benefit, you enjoyed friendship with that person, but it came to your realization that maybe we were just meant to be friends, maybe we are not good together for relationship or for marriage, so that the marriage cannot work, doesn't that mean that person should not become an enemy to you? Meanwhile, you have a lot that you have gained from them and they have gained from you, value to give and receive. Ah. And I also think that that is why it is advised by God that people just do relationship. And again, I'll say that maybe that is why some people don't believe that, they don't believe in dating, because the definition of dating now, people have termed dating to be being in a relationship with somebody and doing everything with them other than marrying them. So what you enjoy in marriage, or you are supposed to enjoy in marriage, you are doing it with these people, but you are not married to them. It's in that case that you now see somebody that because you cannot now marry them, you now hate them because you have invested what you are never supposed to have invested in the first place. But if these people were just like your normal friends, and then you now see that okay, oh, we cannot get married because marriage is too deep. Marriage is not something that you say because you are close to somebody you can just marry them. No, it's deeper than that. Marriage is supposed to be for an intention, for a purpose. And if both of you do not have the same values for marriage, does not mean that you cannot be useful to each other in other ways. It's when you are now knitted with them, or you have devoted your life, giving your all to them, maybe even become sexually active with them, you will not be calculating a lot of things that you now say, I don't need to have their number. If I get their number now, I might fall into sin with them again. But if you guys are two right-thinking people, Vera, is that why you also block me? Vera block you, Ogashe. So if you guys are two right-thinking people and you know the essence of relationship and marriage, then if relationship didn't work and you have a friendship that was going on, are you saying that you will now jeopardize that friendship just because you couldn't marry them? There was a lady who was dating a guy, and they found out that they are related by blood somehow, and both families agreed for the relationship to be put to an end. In this case, what should they do? They will not say, we are not families, you are my ex, I don't know, you are an enemy, so is the person now no longer your blood again? So that somebody who asked yesterday, what if both of you were in a relationship and the only reason why you cannot marry is because you guys are both AS? You do not say because you cannot marry them because you want to be careful about your genotype, not to bring children that will suffer. You should not take your separate ways. You should not be enemies. Think about these things. So that lady now that was mistakenly dating her relation without knowing, at the point that she now finds out, they now say, you are a relation to this person. No. So now you cannot marry them. What does she do? Or does he do? Do they now say, we cannot marry? Sorry, we can't get married, but we're no longer family too because you have to be ex, you have to be in my past. You now delete and block their number. Hey, I wish this question came yesterday, or this particular point. Well, at this point, I feel to each man his own, except the person is so toxic to the extent that they become harmful to you. Aside that, I personally don't have time to delete numbers. True, Ogashe, I didn't block you, but I didn't block you. So, in fact, I totally believe this. I totally believe this. Totally believe this. Yeah. Okay, the only thing that you can do is the final that is stuck. The thing that you can do. Juba, I don't understand what you said. The only thing that you can do is the final that is stuck. What final? Please help explain what you mean. I can't I didn't get it. I didn't get that. So it just depends on who the other person is. And I think that if for instance I was in a relationship with somebody that ended, and I think that that person has a probability of being unruly or finding every opportunity to come to my space, or is not maintaining boundaries, at that point I can delete that person's number. I can detach that person completely. That's another good reason. So you know, I said that there is a good reason to really block somebody or delete their number. But if your only reason is because they were an ex, which means that they were in a relationship with you and they cannot work, and that's your only reason for blocking them, not because they were bad people, then I think there's something in your mind that you're not telling us. Maybe you still love them and you want to go back to them. Maybe. Maybe. In fact, who tagged them X? That's the next question. I asked this question yesterday. Who tagged these people X? And what is the meaning of X? So it means that the only thing is that these days I don't like to check dictionary. Why? Because when you check dictionary will give you the meaning that people call it, not necessarily, because the dictionary is also always updated. So, but who told us they are called X, and who says X has to be a past in every area? The only time I can block an ex is when I see that the person is becoming a threat to life, or I discover something evil about the person. Serious. Shikena. That's the only reason. If the person is not respecting himself or doing unnecessary, you know, some people can overdo at sometimes, especially if it was you that ended the relationship with them. They can start behaving funny or being they can threaten you or all those things. If not for that, every other thing I think is not a good reason for blocking them. And also they might be good people, because I remember also saying, somebody also saying yesterday that when a person was even too good to you, is another reason for you not to have their number. Because is that true? That the fact that somebody was also very good to you is another reason why you shouldn't have their number, because the fact that they are good to you can make you have a soft spot in your heart for them and you can want to go back. That is so true, because if you are still communicating, you end up go back to them. Why will I go back to them? I think that no. So that's why I'm saying that if you think that you have the capacity to go back to them, then you can delete their number for that purpose. But I also think that two things. It means that you are not really a decisive person. It means that you did not take the step truthfully. Because if you decided to move away from somebody, what made you leave them? Is that reason been solved? If the reason has been solved and you agree to go back, it's fine. Or if you are saying the place is a place that you can't go back to, and just because you have their contact, you will go back to them, then I think you're not a disciplined person. And also, that you don't have their contact does not mean you cannot reach out to them. Where we are now, the society we are now, internet is there for everybody. I can look out for somebody that I want to reach out to and look for them. Again, if somebody was in a relationship with you, it means that you have mutual friends, you have people that know you and know them, that you are sure will have their number. So if you really want to go back, you will go and look for their numbers and call them. That you don't have the number does not mean you can always get it if you want to. So the question is, what's your motive really? What's your motive? Why are you too scared that you will go back to them? Does it mean you shouldn't have left in the first place? Or does it mean that you are not sure of yourself? You are not disciplined enough to stay? Because again, when you get married, so this is your ex now. The person is your ex. You are married now. That same discipline is required to also be faithful to the husband that you have. Does not mean that you will not still see some people that you think you like, or you're attracted to, or do good once in a while. That discipline that you have, that you do not go to your ex, is the same discipline you might need to have to remain with who you are now. So number is not the issue. Discipline is the main issue. That's my thought. My ex was in my traditional marriage, even helped in packing things. I was telling my husband this today, that the ex was helping you to pack. That is maturity. So after then, should I block such a friend who gave me all the support when I was getting married? Okay, I wish I can pin two. If those people that have that mindset are here, and they will tell you that that ex is risky, that is still helping you do things. Are you sure you will not go back to the ex? Which go back. Okay, but as long as you are communicating, you are going to still have the same feelings. Nothing like feelings. And so feelings are fleeting. 2, we said you are not supposed to maintain correspondence like every day, every minute, every second. That number is on your phone because you don't require that person an enemy. That number is on your phone for the second. Another reason why you can still have that number is because you think one day you might need to reach out to them. If they were your friends and they were good to you, why not? Why can't you reach out to them once in a long while? And if I reach out to you once in a year, or twice in a year, or once in 5 years, you can't now think that because of that, I will come back to you. Why? Feelings are fleeting. That same feelings you have that you might not be able to react or maintain your steez when you meet your ex, you can meet somebody new and still have that same feeling for them. So feelings will always come. That's why it's not marriage or commitment is not about feelings. It's about commitment. It's about wanting to stay there. It's about dedication. So feelings is the least of my worries in a relationship. Yes, you need the feelings, but the feelings cannot sustain anything. What about if that person is truly in love with you? So if the person is truly in love with you, why did you end the relationship if it was you that ended it? Because if the person is truly in love with you, it means that the person wasn't the one that ended the relationship. It was you. The question is, why did you end it? That's the question. That's the question. If you were with somebody that was truly in love with you and you thought that love and the affection the person was giving to you is not enough reason to keep you there, and you now ended the relationship, question, why did you end it and you are now scared that you will go back to them? Why? If you are not disciplined, then it's advisable to delete their number. But it simply means you put your hands on a plow and you are looking back. But it simply means you put your hand on a plow. You're on a plow. What's the plow here now? I didn't get that part. So Juba, I don't think if the person is truly in love with you and the person allowed you to break the relationship in the first place, then it's broken. You can delete their number if you think that they are too obsessed that they can come after you and misbehave. Yes, that's okay. The only reason we are saying here now that you can keep the number is if the person is a sensible person, mature in mind. You both agreed to just say marriage cannot work. That person is okay. Same. Well, feelings is very tricky and one should be very careful. What works for you may not work for others. Yes, I agree with you. That's why I'm saying that if you think that you cannot be disciplined enough to distance yourself from somebody, obey your discipline, obey your instincts and say, okay, I'm saving my life now. Let me run for my life. It's different that you say, I know myself. I'm not as disciplined as I want to be. Then do it. But don't come and now say that for me that I'm not deleting my ex's number, that I don't know what I'm doing. That's what we're saying. So do what works for you. Don't impose your own on me because your reason for doing what you are doing is not the same reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Me now, I'm so confident that even if I see my ex standing in front of me now, nothing can happen. That's why I left in the first place. I'm confident of myself. I'm very sure. Does not still mean that I will now maintain correspondence. That's where the wisdom comes in. You have the number, but still give distance. Let there be boundaries. That you have it is only for I need it urgently. We had my husband come to this platform yesterday and was mentioning how deleting the number is not enough. And he was saying that he had an ex, that the number is registered in his brain, in his head. So how does he delete it? So is there a delete button on our head also? If you can delete on your phone. So how will you advise a person that has the number saved in his head? Hi, Jenny. Good evening. Good to have you here. How are you today? Thank you for joining. You can see a pinned comment here. We're discussing exes and having their numbers. Let's know your thoughts. Thank you for joining, and please help double tap on the screen to like this live. Okay, because they are not sticking to their commitment that they make, and commitment is a very powerful word. What's the commitment, Juba Bruce? Are you saying the commitment is to be with somebody else and I now still have my ex's number? I think that I'm committed to my current relationship. That I have my ex's number does not mean anything, especially if the person I'm in a relationship with now is aware that the number is just there because this ex wasn't a bad person to me. We just could not move on with marriage. That's why it's important to also communicate with your partner now. If your partner is fine, hi Sandra, good evening. Welcome to my live. I really appreciate you for joining. How are you doing today? How are you? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. And I also like your thoughts. So we're having a very heated conversation about having your ex's number on your phone. Why should you still have your ex's contact? If you think it's wrong to have it, why? If you think there's nothing wrong, why do you think so? Hi, Evelyn. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, love is a nice thing and it can make people do crazy things. So you have to be careful. Yes, Juba Bruce, I agree with you. You have to be careful. But why will you still be in love with somebody that you are no longer in a relationship with? I thought they said love is a choice. You chose to love somebody and you now left them and you still love them and you're in a relationship with another person. So do you love two people at the same time? Unless you are still in love with them and they broke the relationship, that way you can decide to say, okay, I still have feelings for this person, but they are saying they don't want to be with me any longer. So in this case, I want to help my sanity so that I don't get tempted to reach out to them or disrespect their new relationship. I will delete the number just to save myself. That's a different ball game. And in that case, Juba Bruce, it's fine that you delete the contact. So I'm just saying that your reason for deleting the contact is the most important thing. What's your reason for deleting it? Good to hear that you are doing great, Sandra. Good to hear you are doing great. Me definitely no believe in X. X means wrong. You don't believe in it. Like, I don't understand. You don't believe that somebody is an ex, or you don't believe that you should be with an ex, or you don't believe in the word X. I don't understand what you mean, Jamie. So I was asking yesterday, I was even saying, who tagged them X? What is the meaning of X? Because I made to know that it means this person was in a relationship with me. So if you are saying that because they are ex, they are past, they should remain in the past, I think it is relationship wise. They could still remain friends if they are sensible. And we see somebody was saying no connection between me and ex. It's good for your sanity's sake, yes. But even people that still have their number, it's advisable that you are not reaching out to them unless it's very, very important that you need to reach out to them. You are not chatting with them often. It will be wrong, and it will be a betrayal on your partner, or your partner that you are with now. And even if you don't have a partner now, you are an ex with this person for a reason. So why go back there to now be making or continue conversing when you know that there is a risk of going back? Once it's over, that's where it ends. So you delete their numbers. Hi, Chinyere. Good evening. Welcome. How are you today? Were you able to rest as promised? Were you able to rest? How was school runs today? How are you and your people? Good to see you here. So it was myself and Chirem that had the that co-hosted the live on yesterday when we decided to discuss on this topic. Good to hear, Chirem. Were you able to rest? You agree that you're going to rest today. Were you able to rest well? Hi everyone. Chirem is saying hi to you guys. So somebody asked Chirem, there's a I hope you are still here. Somebody dropped something saying that there was a lady who was dating a guy and they found out that they are related by blood. This thing is hurtful. Oh, I don't know how, but it happens really. They were dating before they now realized that they were related by blood. Somehow the both families agreed for the relationship to be put to an end. In this case, what should they do? I wish I could pin more than one stuffs anyway. So, but let me pin this one now. What should they do? They should stay separate ways, relation now wise. Why are you saying now that they should not have each other's contact? Now they are blood. They are related, so they will be building their blood. They'll be building their family relationship. Like, oh, we are family members, we didn't know. So now they are now living relationship, now living emotional relationship to family relationship and building. It's going to be very difficult, but they can't now say because they are exes, they will not. I think this is a special case. This is a special case. And she is opening her eyes like this, as in, how could you be in a relationship with your brother you didn't know? But I also saw a story of, in fact, that was on the internet. It's the story of a couple that were married, they had kids already, only for them to now find out. That's another thing. These people that travel out to go and marry, they will marry abroad, do everything abroad. They don't even come back to meet the family of the guy. I don't know how that one happened, but they got married, they had children together, only for them to now realize that they are siblings, or they are related, one of those two. And I was saying, if I'm the one, there's nothing I'm going to do. I'm going to continue my life, because of course, you can't now say we are divorcing ourselves. What will happen to your children? What will happen to your life? Whether you divorce yourself or not, you have been involved with each other, and you have seeds to prove, and you have been married, you have been joined. So in this case, it's just like they didn't know, and so it's not like, I don't think this is going to count as a sin for them because they are married. But in the case that you are not yet married, it's wise that you go your separate ways as regards relationship, but still now begin to build on the, thank God you even have love for each other. So you just channel that love to the filial kind of love, the brotherly kind of love, not the eros, the love for the opposite sex. They need to be separated to heal. She said they need to be separated to heal, else they might continue their relationship in secret. This is sad, but realistically possible. Is this real life happening? Yes. This one said, this one, they've not even gotten married. Maybe they are still in a relation. What of the one I just spoke about, that they got married? They have children already abroad before they realize that they are related. They need to heal, but it's not even wisdom for them. That's the ones that are not married yet. It's not wisdom for them to go and start a relationship in secret, because now they know. So whatever it's the what will I call it now? The repercussion for that will fall on them, because now they are aware and they are doing it knowingly. But in the case that they were not aware, that was just like ignorance. They didn't know what they're doing. But now you are aware. How you can continue relationships in secret? That means you don't think, or you don't care, because it's not a good thing to even be in a relationship with your blood. But in the case of the married people, what do they do? Depending on how the relationship ended, especially when your ex is a great friend as well, but there should be limits in terms of communication when you are in a new relationship. I agree with you. Very true. Hi, Juba. Please connect with Chinyerem if you haven't. Connect with Sandra. They are wonderful people, wonderful friends of mine here on YouTube. Please help connect with them. Connect with Jamie. And please, let's connect back with each other. Evelyn, I don't know if Evelyn is still here. She's also a YouTuber. Everyone on Blue Jacket is a YouTuber. Please do well to connect with one another so that we can support each other. I don't think I've given Juba a blue jacket. Let me do so. So that's a very difficult place to be. But I remember when I saw the video of the married couple that had children, I said if I was the one, it couldn't have been me. But if it was me, I would stay married. You know what's abomination? The ones that have gotten married, I will stay married though. I will stay married. There's nothing I can do about it. We are married, we are giving birth to children, we continue our life after all. We didn't do it intentionally, we didn't know. We can't now jeopardize the future of our children because we now found out something. What has been done has been done. But God will help them actually really. But it's not something that they did intentionally. That is why it's good to do your due diligence, meet families, and again, I think this one will be something that will be caused from polygamy. Because how do you have a monogamous family, and you can't know everyone before getting married? To now get married, and again, another thing is, were their parents involved in the marriage? Because if your parents were involved, the person that was in a polygamous family, maybe your father or mother that had that sibling, should have seen that this person is a relation. So how did it happen? Why would they not allow me to stay married? Were they not there when I was getting married in the first place? How did they not know? Do you get? This is why people should travel home often so they can know themselves. Yes, I agree with you. But it has to be a polygamous family, because if they were knitted, monogamous, they should know each other. And that's another reason why people should not neglect family and relations and think that you can do everything alone, because you'll be making some mistakes that if you only had sought counsel, you would not have made the mistake. Okay, I believe once they find out, they should stop it. It's not right. Juba, after they have gotten married, no, before marriage, yes, they should stop it. How about this person that has gotten married and have given birth to children? What would you say about that? She doesn't believe in X means that once you break up with someone, that person ceases to exist. That is, they are RIP to her. Okay, yes, true. To her. Okay, but they can heal yourself from the process and move on. It is not right at all. It's an error, and the people that will suffer it is the children. But the children will still suffer even when they separate because they are already giving birth to. Do you get? The kids might be outcasted. So if you find yourself in this position, what will you do? I've said it for me. If I find myself in that position, after doing all due diligence and this still happens, I'm going to go on with that marriage. I can't scatter the marriage now. And so, hey, do you know what I'm just even thinking? Can I make this mistake? It will have to be that I would have ignored a lot, because just imagine that I got married to a family, maybe my own family is a monogamous family. I get married into a family that is polygamous, and that is how the mistake was made. Or I don't even understand what I'm saying by myself now. I don't know. But I'm just saying that that's another reason why we should even be knitted with God, for God to lead us. Because the only reason that somebody can be saved from this situation is if God helps you. And how will God help you? God might not, because God knows, even when we don't know. But he might not come and tell you this person you are going to marry is your brother. He might not necessarily say it that way. It might just be like, this relationship you are going into, I don't think you should go into it. Or you might not just, if you have a relationship with God, you might not just feel at ease with it. And that is why I used to advise people, if God leads you and he's leading you on something, obey him even without knowing why he's telling you to do what you are doing, because you don't have to know why every time to obey God. Because imagine that these people had a relationship with God, and God knows that what you're about to do is an abomination, but you don't know what you are doing. You don't know it's an abomination. And in his mercy, he wants to help you to make the right decision, not to fall into that error. He will lead you one way or the other. And I think that's why it's important to have a relationship with God, because this situation, only God could deliver somebody out of it. Only God. Only him can not deliver you from it that you have entered. No, only him can prevent you from entering that kind of a union, because I can't understand it. Can we now say that meeting somebody abroad and marrying abroad is dangerous? Very dangerous. If you meet them there and you marry them there, you don't care about their family, who they are, where they are from. I think it's dangerous. So I think it is. Okay, that's why when you are dating, you should make sure that you know the person's background. Yes, Juba, you're correct. Okay, I already have Sandra. Oh, nice. Have you connected with Chinyerem? I will take the keys to my parents and start a fresh life. Chinyerem, you amaze me. Are you serious? You will do this? It's going to be difficult, but that's an alternative. But what will happen to the kids? So, what I don't understand, are you going to redo, are you saying because you are now aware, going on with it now that you are aware is now the wrong you don't want to commit? I'm sure that's where you are coming from, which can be true, but I don't think I will do that too. It will be hard, eh? No. So, hey, see, this thing is deep, oh. Because what I'm thinking about now is you have been married to this person. So imagine that you got married in a church. Even if you didn't get married in a church, as long as you are married to somebody, that marriage is, you can't tell God, now it's not your will again. You are married, so it is for you to make it work. So now leaving your marriage because of what you have found out, to go and marry somebody else. Remember, there's a part of the Bible that talks about if a person that is married goes out to commit adultery, you are making the other person. I don't know whether I'm saying something that makes sense. I'm just trying to think very well what God would have wanted somebody to do in this situation. Unless they will do proper divorce. And why are you divorcing? What's the ground for divorce? That you didn't know? Ignorance. Is ignorance a good reason for divorce? Hey, God of heaven. Okay, once Juba says, okay, once you know the person's name and you heard this middle name, you should go and do a research before you fall into anything. Yeah, now that I'm aware, it's going to disgust me and haunt me for life if I remain in that marriage, because even the Bible speaks against it. Hey, yes, I understand that the Bible speaks against it, but to prevent it. Anyway, I think this will just end in everybody do your due diligence, because do your due diligence. So, because falling into this mistake is not going to be good. I will never marry to someone that me and him got the same. So I don't think it's the same surname. I don't think it's the same surname. I think in this case is that you are related. You might not be bearing the same surname. It might just be, it's not every relation that you bear the same surname. Not really. It might be maybe a niece or a cousin or a nephew or distant relation. You don't have to bear the same surname. If it's the same surname, it will be easy to detect who is your father, who is your grandfather, who has his surname. But in the case that this person is a distant niece, I have relatives that are not bearing the same surname with me even before I got married. So I don't think it's the surname thing. It's just that there's a link between you and this person. Just like the link of Rahab and Jesus. It's not the same surname issue. After marriage with kids involved, let it just continue. But that's what I'm saying. I will continue. I will continue. You don't want your kids going through the future trauma. It's hard, but going on with the wedding is better because kids are already involved. Very true. We're already married. So let's continue what we're doing. Raise these children. Because imagine leaving the children now. You leave them with your mother. That's if your mother is even still capable enough to cater for them. When she's not capable again, you bring them into your new home, where you would have gone to meet another man and bear other children. How is it going to be? You will not be nurturing children from different fathers. Think of the children. Like a distant cousin, yes. No matter how you look at it, it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I'm just saying that they didn't do this intentionally. This was a mistake now. And now they are married. They now have children. That's why I was saying that the ones that are not married is a simple thing. Just fall out of that love and go on. But these ones are already married. They have children committed to them. Please let me know your thoughts. So let me know your thoughts. Like, I think this will be a continuous topic. How you look at it. From you might be saying you remain married, but if it happens to you, you will denounce that marriage instead. I will not denounce it. I will not. MK, welcome to this place. What do you think? What do you think? There's a pinned question, but it also led to another question. Now we're discussing. We saw a case of a guy that was dating a lady, and then they found out that they are related, and so both families agreed that they should end the relationship. What would you advise, coming from saying that you should not have your ex's contacts? Will you now say that those people that are family now, they were dating, because they cannot marry, because they now find out that they are now families, they are related by blood, should they also disconnect and delete all their numbers and say you are not my lover again, so you still cannot be my family? Then I now said that I've seen a video of a couple who got married and gave birth to children before they found out that they are related. That's what we're talking about now. What will you do if you're in that shoe? Of course, you will not be there, but what should you advise them to do? Will you say they should go their different ways because that is an abomination? Or would you say they should continue? So the kids that will suffer it. So whether you take the kids away from you now that you find out, they will still suffer it. You have already committed the crime. They will still suffer it. So that's if they will suffer it, because I feel like those kids are innocent, because you guys didn't know what you did what was happening when you gave birth to those children. And if at all there's a curse that should be attached to those children because of the mistake that the parents have made, if those children in their innocence grow up to now know God, they can get delivered from that. There's a place for redemption for them as long as they get to meet God. There are some sins that our let me not start what I cannot finish. But I know that there are some sins that our forefathers have committed, sometimes that we kind of come into unknowingly. But when we come to God, He can save us from them. So it's the same thing in this case, I think. Okay, you don't have to leave them with your mother. You can talk to them and show them the teachings and teach them the right thing. Since they found out that they related, they will not even be happy finding out. So it's better to stop the relationship and take care of the kids. Which, hey. So they should stop their relationship and take care of their kids. So are you saying you should go and marry other people? MK, welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Just take care of the kids outside the marriage and everyone will be fine. From what you are saying, it's selfish to remain there because you want to still remain married. Not because I want to still remain married. It's because, why are you remaining married? Is there anything selfish about remaining married? I don't think so. It's altogether tough. Maybe not experience the same men. No, that's part of it. Why this discussion is important. I hope we are all learning. Yes, so the kids will not suffer. They will suffer when you stay. What will they suffer from, MK? What are they suffering from that they've not been suffering since? What are they suffering from? So I think if I'm the one, I will just come to God in prayer, like ask for mercy, because of course I was ignorant about it. Then I'll ask Him to lead me on what to do. If He says to go my separate ways, I will go, but I don't think God will give me that advice. I really don't think so. God, I want to know what you would have said to me. I wish a pastor is there now. Oh, Jesus, I too like man. I like man. Yes, so. Exactly, MK. Hi, Chinyere. Okay. They will suffer more when you stay in that marriage. Get them out of there and seek deliverance for them. Why can't I seek deliverance for them in the marriage? Must I scatter the marriage to seek deliverance from them? Do you think scattering a marriage is also easy? Do you think scattering a marriage is also God's intention? I don't think so. And I think that that's why God advises us before marriage to do things well, so that you don't get to divorce because He doesn't like divorce. Does not mean you don't divorce in some situations. But I don't think this is deep, but still, there must be a way. All of you in that family need deliverance. And if you can find deliverance, you can stay together, I think. Cheers, I too like man. I tell you, even the family will not agree that, and it will leave some judgmental kind of thing. So that's my question. Where were this family? Where was this family when I was getting married? Because I think that for me to get married, I would have done my due diligence. But I really cost the person that gave me this problem, and it will be because of working from one woman to another. Do you understand? Because I was saying before that it has to be a polygamous issue. Why did you not put your leg in one place? Why are you going from one place to another to now cause me now to go and mistakenly marry my sibling? Now you are telling me to end this. Where were you when I was getting married to the person? You did not know that this person was my sibling. Ha. Oh. Because if I married the person without their consent, I will blame myself. But if I do my due diligence and now come to marry, but because sometimes they didn't know at the point. It's later. Maybe they now come, one woman will say, that year you slept with me, I gave birth to so person. No, he didn't know since. He's knowing. You will not come and jeopardize my own future because you made a stupid mistake. No, you will not tell me that. Even the family will not agree. They should not agree. Chie, why are you babbling me? Okay, your live session. Okay. No. I will not take it. That's why everybody should respect themselves and do the right thing. Because really, the mistakes we make, they don't only put us in problem, it also affects people around us. So when you are making decisions, ensure that your decisions are not made out of selfish thoughts or reasons. that you don't know that the repercussion will come to you and your family. Everybody should be respecting themselves. Oh. Eh? The only case I would throw that man away is if the man himself is not doing well, he's not bad room in the first place. He have seen reason to throw you, but a good man. MK says, Louisa, even you will not be happy and wouldn't find peace whenever you remember he or she is your relative. I will find peace. MK, I will find peace. So, don't you know that the person that is married to me is more of a relative to me than a far cousin or a far relative that I don't know before? The person I'm married to now is more of a family to me than any relative that I didn't know before. So it's better I maintain this one, because when I go to God, he's going to ask me about myself and my family, nuclear family. Extended family, they are fine, yes, but I'm more responsible for the family that I have now in marriage. That's more important to God. So that's why I said God should just lead us not to enter wrong relationships. And when God is speaking to us on some things, we should obey God, because we really cannot see what God is seeing. So maybe God would have, if those people were in a relationship with God, good evening, sir, welcome. God would have nudged them one way or the other not to go on, but they don't know why, or they didn't pay attention to make that kind of a mistake. If you make mistake, there's no problem learning from it. So separate. Separation is not the solution. Anyway, okay, even myself, I'm confused, but I know that I will continue with this person. As far as I didn't know that you are my brother, I didn't know now. I've married you, I have children with you now. There's nothing I can do. So I'm waiting to know your thoughts about this, so Daddy. I'm waiting to know your thoughts about this, like really, really, so that I know whether I'm saying nonsense since. But I won't. So MK, if you are the one now, you find out now that the person you are married to is your relation, you will leave the person and carry your 5 children to who? To where? You will not go and remarry or what? Hey, this is dicey. I'm going to change the topic of this live. If you make mistakes, there's no problem learning from it. So separate. MK, that will be very hard though. Very, very hard. In fact, if I get to hear about it or know about it while I'm in a relationship, it will be easy. It will be hard though, but easier, far, far easier. Because you just tell yourself, okay, this is my sibling. I can't go ahead with it. That's the difference. You are now married. Do you know what marriage is? I'm not going any separate ways, so that's my opinion. I think so. I think I need to even ask that question to more people so that I know. Bruce, what do you think if you move away from that relationship if you move away from that relationship with you, it will give the children a better life? How? I'll go and put the children somewhere else, or they will not be staying with only a mother when they knew and have grown with their father and mother. But I think that since the mistake has been made, God will not want it to continue. So what would be God's advice? I think that we cannot repent because we didn't do this out of. So maybe let's assume now that we're not even born again. So maybe we didn't even pay attention to God's leading or all the instances. We now entered and made that mistake. I think that that's the point to now come and say, Father, I'm sorry. This is a mistake I've made. Pardon us, deliver us, and lead us. But I don't know if God will now lead you to separate. See that deep? Meanwhile, this person is not your immediate brother. Not a brother from your father and your mother. It's not the same father and mother. It's distant relation. Because of course you would have known if somebody is the same father and mother from you. It will be one far. Hey, this is a hard nut to crack. Is the person a Christian? So I don't even know MK. I don't know if the person is a Christian. I'm just saying. But I was even saying that if the person was a Christian and has a relationship with God, that God would have one way or the other nudged the person before marriage. maybe not to go on with the relationship. He might not have given the person a why. He would have just shown the person something in the dream that that person will know in the dream or in a vision, or just say this relationship is not. That's why I say there's not everybody that you are not to marry that is a bad person. No, they might just not be for you, or there might be a reason why God is telling you not to marry them. Don't do strong head and say because you don't know why, you will still stay there. Okay, because when they grow up and become an adult, they will understand because you got to teach them and talk to them about it so they will not make the same mistake that you made. Yes, I will still teach them about it. But I'll just do what is right going forward for the truth. Every error has consequences, so separating should be one of the consequences. Hey, well, this is what my father is saying. It will be a bloodline. The children will marry themselves because it has happened before. No, they will not marry themselves now. God of heaven, this is really difficult. I need to go and find out now that I'm not related to my husband. It will be bad. I need to go and find out. That would be a bad thing. Never. Let me check if Chirem's life. Chirem say I like man. And she's saying that because I was saying yesterday that I have all my ex's number. That's why she's saying that. Chirem is not serious. Hey. God help us. So Juba says, okay, God will forgive you and give you the strength to move on. Maybe till then, child, but it's gonna be difficult, especially if you love the person. And the person is a good person, is a nice person. What's happen? The relationship is still easier, but for marriage, I don't know. I wish I could try to trace that family and see what they did. I need to. This question will continue to go on my life. Let me know what people would do. Okay, God will forgive you and give you the strength to move on. Juba, Bruce Lee, thank God it's not me. Thank God it's not me. Thank God it's not me. So separating after discovering is a lesser punishment. In fact, separating, if I won't accept to separate, I don't think I'm going to get married again. Because you will not get married again and go and give birth for somebody else. You're not raising children from two different parents. Beg. That is why from the beginning, everybody should do what is right. Do things the right way. There's a reason why there's an order on how to go about marriage, meeting family members, knowing where people are from. That's why there's that order. To avoid all these things. God will help us. Hey, God will help us. That's a very tough one. I didn't see this life coming to that level. MK's Arena, are you here? In the beginning of your don't do the right thing, there is still chance to do that. Okay, in the beginning of your don't do the right things, there's still chance. I don't understand that, MK. Are you saying before you do? Are you saying in the beginning of people? I don't understand what you wrote. There's still chance. And what I'm saying is, I'm just saying that chance should be early enough when things can still be corrected with less pain. But that's what you... And another thing is that I'm kind of almost coming to agree with you guys, because really, they say ignorance is not an excuse. That you are ignorant of something does not mean you will not get the punishment for that thing. Okay, ignorance of the law does not excuse you of the law of punishment or something. Okay, but that's what you have to come together and make a decision and know it is not right and ask for forgiveness, because you already don't make a mistake and God will heal you. Yes, Bruce Lee, I agree with you. Thank you so much, Bruce. Juba Bruce. In the beginning, if you don't do the right thing, okay, Yes, MK. That's what I'm saying. Your second chance is now a very, very painful decision to make. There's a comment before my last one. Okay. That separating after divorce is a better what? Okay. Every error has consequences. Yes. So separating should be one of the consequences. Hey, God of heaven. Ah, this is deep, oh. Very deep. Thank God for God's leading and God's guidance. Like God Himself give us second chance. Yes, He does. He does. But there are second chances and there are second chances. No, no, you have not read it. Oh, another one. Before that one still. Let me scroll up. Brother. But I think that since the mistake has been made, God will not want it to continue. I read that. I read that now. I think all the comments from you is you greeted everyone. Then the next thing you said is you think that since the mistake has been made, God will not want it to continue. I saw that. Every error has consequences, so separating should be one of the consequences. So separating after discovering is a lesser punishment. If you don't, have I read it now? There is a comment before the last one. Have I read? No, no, you have not read. Have I read it now? Unless it didn't drop. Juba Bruce. Have you connected with MK's already? MK, do you know Juba Bruce? He's also a YouTuber. In fact, a big YouTuber at that. Juba Bruce, are you monetized already? And if not, what are you doing to monetize? Like, is your WH? Do you have your watch hour now? Or what are you doing to build your watch hour? MK, I understand you. For my dad to even be saying the same thing now, the thing is scaring me. Just thank God I'm not in that shoe. It's going to be difficult, very, very difficult. Very difficult. Hey. Yes, yes. If they start doing same. Like patterns, abi? Patterns repeating itself. Father, help us not to make costly mistakes that the punishment or correcting it will be more costlier. We can't overemphasize God leading somebody, and we can't overemphasize the place of God leading you, because a lot of the times mistakes that we make them maybe because we are not sensitive enough for God. Because I don't think God will just be looking at us doing the wrong things and He will not prompt us one way or the other. It just means that most time maybe we are carried away, or we are not concentrating, we are not listening. Okay, you guys are connected. Okay, good. So sometimes I feel like we can't overemphasize the nudgings and the presence of God in us. Imagine the person that doesn't have God enters this kind of mistake. Or you have God leads you, but you don't pay attention. You don't even know how He leads you. Or you don't obey instructions that you cannot understand why you should obey it. But I don't think God will see His own going to make this kind of a costly mistake and will not help you or lead you. Linda, any plan with the WH? Who's Linda? Do you mean Sandra? Is Sandra still here? I don't think so. Or is Louisa you want to talk? Or is Louisa you're referring to? MK, did you okay, Juba. MK, did you come live today? I didn't see you today though. You have to stay active or just be active or just stay active and I think there are some typo errors. Stay active to please. What should be put in place to avoid this? Because this mistake is. That's what I was saying. That the only thing that I can think about is for a people or for somebody to be led by God, like to allow God. Because I don't think I was saying that you have a relationship with God and God loves you and He will not direct you or lead you or nudge you against that cost limit when He knows the repercussion or how dangerous that mistake is. I think He will nudge us. It's just that sometimes we are not attentive, we don't listen, or because we are too in love, we are carried away. No, sometimes we want to obey God when we understand what He's saying we should do and why He's saying it. But sometimes God will lead you. I want you to obey. He might not tell you why He's leading you to do that thing. So it's a place of trusting Him to know that whatever you say, I will do it because I know you know the future, so you cannot lead me otherwise or wrongly. Proper investigation and pray for direction at French. Yeah, true. Proper investigation. But this investigation thing, MK, is dicey because what of in the case that like I said, all these far relatives, that even the person that has the child does not know until 20-something years when the person is grown, then the mother will now say, I didn't want you to know this child, but now the child wants to know you, so I brought the child. What will you do in that case? Because no matter how much you investigate, you might not be able to investigate to this level. Because most times when we investigate, okay, MK, no life today, okay. Because most times when we investigate the person, the nuclear family. Then, okay, how many children do you have? Who are your children? Who are this? We don't expect that we should go far to who have you dated all your life before you got married? Did any of them give birth for you? And even if you meet all of them, it's not the one that tells you that, yes, I have a child. What of the ones that are hiding it until the child now grows to say they want to look for their father or their mother? So that's another thing. So yes, the investigation is a good one, but it's still limited because it's the investigation that is made open to you or that is not hidden from you that you can still see. Sometimes, or most times, you might not know. Okay, but a lot of us know the right thing and still do the right thing. So if your choice that you want to make. Yes, I would say, Bruce, I would say that it's always good to do the right thing, even when it's difficult. Doing the right thing is the most important. So no matter how much I'm saying this now, I'm just thanking God that I'm not the one in that shoe, because I think that even when I get to that, if a person gets to that place and you now find out that the right thing to do is this, you still want to do the right thing because you still want to have damage control. So you want to be careful not to make more mistake or do more damage. But it's difficult. But the right thing is still what you should do. Many are ignorant. Also, some don't care about the will of God. And finally, such mistakes are made because people are unaware of these abominations. True. Some people don't even know that is an abomination. Some people won't tell you that. What do you mean is an abomination? So if the first man was Adam and Eve, how did the world get to be this number from just Adam and Eve? It means that there was a point they were marrying each other. What will we say about that? How did the world now grow from just Adam and Eve? It means that at one point they were marrying each other. MK say, Louisa, this God will lead you, saying, my friend prayed before marrying, but married the evil person ever. No peace at all. So, MK, I can say that I prayed and God led me to marry my husband. Did God really lead me? So, because I say it does not mean that it is true, number one. Number two, that you marry the right person is not enough reason to now settle down and sit down. The devil is not happy that you are in a good marriage, so he can still strike. So sensitivity at every point is still needed. There is no wrong person, it's just wrong choices or people just not wanting to do what they are supposed to do. So that God leads you does not mean you will not work to make your marriage work. Why I'm saying God leading you now is because in this case that somebody is going to marry a person that is their sibling. If you find out before time, will you still marry them? No. So if there is no way you can find out in the natural, in God's mercy, he can reveal it to you in your quiet time or in your sleep or just one way or the other, it gets it to you. God exists. And I'm sure we are human, so we can't know everything. So we can't still rule out God's leading. There is a place. Some people I know a lady in school then, once she likes a guy, she will dream and see that she married him. So she will think God is saying, every guy she had liked, she has seen them get married. Is it God? But she will say it's God. So sometimes you can dream and it's not God that gave you that dream. That's why I'm saying it's not just dream. Do you know when God leads you? Do you know? Has he led you before? It's because he's now married, you now want him to lead you. So God leads does not mean the devil cannot also lead you. So God leads you to somebody does not mean the person cannot change. That's why you should continue to still pray for your spouse and for yourself, that they still remain in God's plan for them. So people change, and God does not force you that you are good today, you will continue to remain good. No, you still have a part to play to make sure that I'm good now. I'm serving God now. I have a responsibility to stay with God so that the enemy does not use my life to play. So sometimes when you ask people that, did you pray? I prayed. And you prayed. What happened after the prayer? Were you certain that God really led you to this person? Or because you love them, you think you heard God say? Or because you saw them in a dream? That you see somebody in a dream does not mean they are your spouse. So when you pray, it's not enough reason to now think that because you are praying, anybody that comes is the person. Which of his people, MK? Hey, MK, they're asking you, does your friend have a relationship with God? They will say they have now. Everybody will say they have a relationship with God. But deep within them, they know if they really do have a relationship with God. Hi, Banter with Dima. Welcome to the live. How are you today? Thank you so much for joining. Dima, we have a very hot topic here today. People mistakenly getting married or getting into a relationship with their family member without knowing. Now we have a case of somebody that did so before getting married and they had to end it. But we also have a case of somebody that got married and have children with that person, only to now find out later that that person is their relation, not brother and sister, a relation, a far relative. What do you advise them to do at that point? Thank you, MK and Banta. Banta is saying hi to everyone. Banta, I don't know if you have met Juba Bruce. I think both of you that might have met, but if not, you can connect with each other. He's also a YouTuber. She has, you can judge, but she has. No, we're not judging, MK. We're not judging. That's why I said that God leads you to somebody does not mean that the person doesn't have their right to still stay in the posture that they were before. So it's possible God led her. After God led her own call, because some people, God called them to do something, and at some point they decide that they are no longer doing that. It doesn't mean God did not call them at the beginning. No, it just means that they got to a place in their life where they now decided that they want to do another thing from what God has called them to do. Just like see Jonah, and God sent him to Nineveh. He went to Tarshish. Did God not send him? God sent him, but he went to a wrong location. So I'm not disputing the fact that she heard God. No, that's what I was saying before, that God should help us not to do make wrong. Because really, it is one thing to know God, it's one thing to hear God, it's another thing to stay where God has told you to stay. Because the moment you are not where God has put you again, you are now open to the devil. That's my opinion. So why did God see people going the wrong way but still allow them? Which of his people? Are you talking of the Israelites? God does not see his people going the wrong way and allow them. He must have communicated with them one way or the other. The thing is that God doesn't force people. If it's that God forces people, everybody on the earth today will be serving God. But no, he is God. He's coming to your door. He's knocking. It is your decision whether to open or not. When he sees you going to a wrong way, he can nudge you. This is wrong. It is in your place to obey him or not. So the question is, does he love them? Yes. Does he see that they are doing wrong? Yes. Did he nudge them? I can guarantee you, yes. He's not a devil. He's not a bad God. No. He will, but are they obeying? These Israelites are talking about, don't fight for the Israelites. They were stubborn people. If you study the Israelites, they were stubborn. So don't even fight for them. They were alaigboran. MK, ask your Yoruba colleagues at work tomorrow or whenever I go to work what alaigboran means. People that don't hear word. The Israelites were very, very funny people. Even when they experienced God, they still did whatever they wanted afterwards. So are you saying God should hold them and put their head? No, God will not force you. He will give you, he brought it before. He said, I've given you life and death. Choose. But I will advise that you choose life. But peradventure, you want to choose death, it's still in your place. It's your choice matter. She said, do you see any Israelite people here? No, I was just saying that maybe it's from the Bible you are talking about Israelites that God led them. Those people, they were another species entirely. So banter with MK, what do you think? Peradventure now somebody wakes up and see that the husband they have been married to and the children they have is for a husband that is supposed to be their relation. Do you say they should go their separate ways because it's a taboo, it's an abomination, and they don't want the children to now grow to do or fall into that same trap, or they should still stay together and find a way around it? That's the topic of discussion today. Hey, what got you puzzling? Juba Bruce, thank you. Say, okay, your topic is so nice. I enjoyed listening, and you said something that got me puzzling. What was it? And Juba, I'd like to know what got you puzzling. Banda with Dima is laughing. My sister, I wish to laugh. Oh. This thing is a serious matter. It is serious. Very, very serious. Please help like the live if you haven't. Help like the live if you haven't. This is a serious one. Welcome back, Sandra. Thank you for coming back. I don't know if you... So we're talking about people, Sandra. I would like to know your opinion. No, we're talking about those that got married. I don't know if you were here when that topic came up. Okay, you said you will continue with the marriage. Yes, I think I remember you saying that. You said something about Madam and Eve. I've no deep information. Okay. Juba says, you said something. Okay, Juba, I'm waiting for the thing that I said that got you paused. Okay. Okay, you said something about Adam and Eve and hold the population, how the population get to develop up to this population now until it got me puzzling. Yes, I was saying that some so Chiem has started her own life, so she's puzzled at my opinion. So I was saying that some people will tell you now that, so because somebody said on the chat that some people don't even know that getting married to a sibling, getting married to somebody that they are related with, they don't even know that it's an abomination. They don't know that it's wrong. They've not seen where it is. So I'm saying that some people will come with the argument that, what do you mean is wrong? When we have Adam and Eve, that God brought Adam and Eve, formed both of them. And from both of them is now where every one of us came from. So how did we expand like this? Does it not somehow want to mean that they had, at some point, they married each other? I just asked that question. I don't mean that is right, though. I don't think it is also right, because we also know that when Cain killed his brother Abel, he went to another city. So who were the people in that place? So I'm just saying that some people can come from there as an argument, but they are not sure what they are saying. Thank you. Welcome back, Jamie. Welcome back. So why God can't do something about it? He is all-seeing God. MK, if God does everything about everything he sees, we will not be here where we are now, and things will not go. See, he formed us and gave us authority on a lot of things. I was telling my husband at one point that after giving birth, I now realize what it is to have been given, been given a responsibility. So there was a time my daughter was on the bed and was almost going to fall down. You need to see the way I moved. And I was not like, I asked the question, and me by myself, I answered, what did I ask him? I was like, babe, but wait, sometimes God will tell us that he loves us more than our parents, more than our earthly parents loves us. But see this move I moved now. God will not have moved like that if I didn't move to catch this girl like this, she would have fallen down. Doesn't mean God is not there, he's not watching, not really. But God has given me the responsibility as much as he can to watch that child. As long as I am there, I'm in charge. He doesn't interfere. He will only intervene. So as much as it is possible for God to do some things for us, he will only come to do them when there is no like when I say come to do them, like a pastor was talking in church on Sunday that some of us are blocking everybody in our lives. You just get angry, you block this person. You get angry, you block this person. That God will not bless you without using men. So relationships are very important in your life. Yes, there's a need to block some people if they are not okay. But I'm just saying that it's not at every slight thing you get angry with people. So it was not saying that the only time that God will send angels to intervene, because there are some points in some people's life where God has sent angels to save them. Maybe in that sin, there was no man, or that situation, they just needed the supernatural. But it is 1% of the time. So most of the time, there is man to intervene for us. So God gave us a life to live. He gave us the ability to live this life, to be able to do a lot by ourselves. Then he intervenes when he's invited, or he has seen that this case is just the one that can. That's when he's even invited. So God has given us a lot of things to do for ourselves, and that he has put systems in place. So you can't say that God will be doing everything. He made things happen. You get married, you have sex, you give birth, it continues to go. He has set systems in place. But we have the responsibility to ensure that these systems keep running. He has handed this over to us. God looks at us as people that are capable of doing a lot of things. So we should not leave. God has done his own part. We should do our own part, not give God everything to do. as if we don't have any part to play. In Dakar, Senegal, cousins marry each other. Really? Wow. I didn't know about this. After all, we are all brothers and sisters. We are all from Adam and Eve. My sister. That's what I was saying. Banta Redeemer, MK, I'm still waiting for you to connect back to me. MK, are you sure MK I'm not connected? Actually, the law forbidding relation marriage was given to Moses. Before then, it was allowed. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So people that got married before Moses' time, they were not in sin. It was after Moses. Okay. We'll check again. Dear Banta might have skipped me. Sorry about it. Okay. Banta, she said she'll check. To know at the comment section. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. One love, MK. Because MK always reverts. She always does. But he created me, Olusa. Yes, MK, he created you and he gave you capacity to do a lot of things. Have you heard that you are placed a little above the angels? Do you know what that is? Have you heard that God has given you capacity to do greater things than Jesus did when he was on earth? So, yes, he created you, but the same him that created you gave you capacity to do a whole lot on this earth. So, just receive grace to do what he has called you to do. And not always waiting for him to do everything because he has done it. But you just have a part to play in it. That's what it means. So he created you, yes, MK. He created you, but also my capacity is low. I need him more. Yes, you need him more. That's why you cannot do without him. Once you don't have God, you can do a lot less than you would have done. That's why you need him in your life. Please give me a minute. A minute. 2 seconds, not a minute. Every day, if this girl has not featured in my video, she's not okay. Cry girl. Yes, MK, God cannot do for you what you can do for yourself. Very true. Thank you, Sandra, for connecting with everyone. Please, guys, you guys should connect with Sandra also. But sometimes we get weak at some point and we'll need him. That is where your relationship with God matters, MK. He knows that you get to a point where you need him. That's why he advises that we have him in our life. So you communicate with him and he will help you, give you strength. He says in our weakness, he'll be our strength. That is why constant relationship with God is important. Yeah, so MK, are you getting understanding from this? That he has given you the ability to do things does not mean that at some point you will not feel tired or weary. You are a man, but that is when his strength is now made available for you. So it is you that will now communicate with him and let him, Lord, I need you at this point in time. Help me. Because really, you cannot even live the life without him in the first place. You cannot. Hi, Joy Mulati. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for joining. Please, guys, connect with each other. The story of the suffering of Job is good example. Yeah. Yeah, MK. MK. MK's International. So yes, I think that we have done justice to that topic. I think so. I believe so. Like, it's not a place anybody wants to be. It's not. It's not a place anybody wants to be. So let's just. I advise you, if you are not married, please do ensure that you do due diligence so you don't get marry your relation mistakenly. Hey, that would be bad. That would be very, very bad. So do your due diligence. I'm trying to see what Banta said about that. Okay. Banta just told us that matter. You say you don't have full mouth for matter. So Banta, you wake up tomorrow and realize that your handsome husband is a relation of yours. What will you do? What will you do? Hey, my sister, it didn't show on my channel. Oh, this YouTube. Anyway, I knew before time that that's what will happen, but she was doubting it. Anyway, it didn't show on my channel. It just showed on her channel because she hosted the live. So she started the live and invited me. But if it was on Instagram now, it will show on both channels. I don't know why it didn't show, did happen. That it means just means that all the watch hour and all the video is on her channel, which is okay. It's okay. Maybe next, whenever we will do next now, I can now be the one to host it. But that's not fair on. I don't know why YouTube is doing that. I'll do nothing, my darling. We are married. We say we are married. We say we are married. Exactly what I said too. But they said it's an abomination, and that it's better that now that you know, before you didn't know, but now that you know, it's better to correct the mistake, and so that you don't suffer the consequences in future, or than saying that you stay married and then because now you now know. So it means that because you know, it means you are now intentionally doing it. But I'm like, I'll just ask God to have mercy on me because I didn't know. But if you scroll up, you will see every other person's opinion talking about how even Bible says this is wrong. And so people should not come in. make mistakes, that mistake, if possible, they should avoid that mistake. It's better than having to do the wrong thing and now suffering for it. Like, it's a very costly mistake. Talking being muted. Moving forward would have just been an easier route, but they said God has given you a second chance, so you should correct the error now, which would save you from the punishment later. But I said it's going to be difficult. So what we now concluded was to say that people should just try and not make that mistake because it's a costly one, very, very costly. True, make a background mistake, but I'm also saying that sometimes you make background mistakes, but what you find out is what you are made to know. And sometimes in these cases, it's because the child. Hi, Cintis District. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you. How are you today? Good evening. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for joining. So, Banta, what it looks like this kind of a case would be that even the person that has that child didn't know till maybe the child had grown. All those people that would be giving birth up and down. So, what if, can you hear me now? So, what if in the case that you have gotten married to the person, you have done your due diligence, but even the father of the child or mother of the child didn't know that they had a child till when they found out, and you're already married to the person. So you did your due diligence. So what's now the thing you can do? I just said that let God just lead us and help us not to fall into that kind of a trap. So I now said that the kids will now do what? My sister, I don't know. Somebody said, Chinyere said she would take the kids to her mother. Or take the kids away and then scatter the marriage at that point to save the kids. I'm like, save them from what? Save them from what? I wish that I could ask God this question and get a response from him. What would he have me do if I found myself in this position that I married somebody that is a relation of mine? I don't know, because I think that the kids will still suffer. So what are you saving them from? What? But they're saying that it's an abomination and then you suffer the consequences of the mistake you have done, whether you are ignorant of it or not. Ignorance is not an excuse. So last, let God just lead us to not even get into that situation at all. That's the best thing. That's the best thing. Okay, thank you. I was muted before. I didn't know I was muted. I just unmuted myself. So how are you seeing this streets? What do you think about this topic? Marrying or in a relationship with, in fact, in a relationship, that one is a straight answer. If you are in a relationship with somebody that is your relation, it's better to end it once you find out. It's just easier. It might be hard, but it's easier than when you have gotten married to the person and now you have children with them. And so again, when God is advising us to stay with one woman, do the right thing, people don't understand what God is saying. You're not going to be sleeping with plenty people, give birth to plenty children, and put me or somebody else in trouble because you now have children all over the place that we don't even know. So last, let's just obey God and do what God has told us to do. Than claiming that want to open eye, want to be exposed, want to be experienced, and you're not going to be misbehaving. To now put people in trouble in the future that they got married to who they don't know is their sibling. This is annoying me. Banta is annoying me. The thing is annoying me as I'm talking about it, because people will just do things and they don't know that their actions will not only just affect only them, it will also affect every other person. The Lord's Prayer says, lead us not into temptation. Yes, but deliver us from all evil. As in, that Lord's Prayer, I've commonized it. It's a deep prayer. It's a deep one. I think I need to go now. This is 5 minutes to 9 o'clock. I've been here for a while. I'd like to know what you guys think. Let me know what you think whenever you're watching this video, if it's now or later, if you come on the video to watch it later. Let's know what your thoughts are. Would you do this? Would you go on? Would you stay? Why would you stay and why would you leave or end it? Let's know your thoughts, guys. Write in the comment section. Thank you so much for everyone that came, every one of you that is watching. Thank you for your contribution so far. We'll come here again tomorrow by between 6 and 7 p.m. Please tune in and I'll see you guys in my next one. If you've not watched my last video, please go watch it. Very, very important. All right, guys, thank you so much. Please say bye to me. Say bye to me. I need to go have a meeting by 9 o'clock. It all depends on the tribe. Is it a tribe thing, Cinti, or is it a tribe thing? It's in the Bible, so I don't even know about it. And I heard that it was said here that it was given to Moses. It's in the Bible that it's an abomination to marry from your place. My internet is so bad, hence why I'm not consistent here. Okay, thank you, Sandra. I understand you. I'm even going off now. I have a meeting by 9 o'clock. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you. Please say bye to me. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. I didn't even stay long on my life. I understand, Sandra. The network has been funny. Even for me, sometimes it just takes me off and bring me back here. It's not about tribal. Good night. Good night. It's God's law. Yes, it's God's law. It's not about tribe. It is God's law. Yes. Have a good night rest. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Cynthia's this. Let me make Cynthia a moderator before I go. All right. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye.